Shabbat Shalom. I'm Jim Kaplan, and I'm pleased to lead worship tonight as Shaliach Tzibur, an emissary of our congregation. I'm joined tonight by Leslie Zucker, our music director, by Susie Adams on piano, by Warren Sickle, our wind section, and by Howard Pittler, our rhythm section, and by our technical team. Thank you to the Beyond Our Walls Committee for managing our worship streaming online. For those of you at home, if you need technical help, please text your number to our technical assistance line, TAL, at 913-303-1134. And someone will get back to you as soon as they can with technical assistance. We pray almost all of our worship and sing our songs in worship together. Please join in all aspects of our worship so that we can stay together. In addition to the visual aids on the screen, the prayer pages that I call are page numbers in blue in the square brackets. Another aspect of praying together is knowing those with whom you pray. So please take a moment now and introduce yourself to someone in front or behind you or someone across the aisle and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, my friend. Respecting our atmosphere of worship, please silence your potentially noisy electronic devices, like pagers, if anyone has a pager. No, you don't have
Exactly.
I'd like to, your potentially noisy children. No, the children are wonderful, actually. They could be noisy if they want to. I'd like to invite Denton and Anise to come up, and as they come up for the Shabbat candle lighting, we will begin reading before our worship together from the top of page 121. Page 121. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our day be among those who kindle light. The Shabbat candle lighting blessing is on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen, and thank you. We continue worship reading together on page 127. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. On page 130, we join in singing the first two lines of Psalm 95, which begin, "Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai." Greet Shabbat on page 138 with Lachado D, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and then Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Lachado D, Shabbat. Tchila Lecha Dodi. Likras Kala. Bnei Shabbat. Mekabela. Lecha Dodi. Likras Kala. Bnei Shabbat. Mekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, hihi v'kol ha'baracha merosh mishlim v'simcha. So na'aseh b'machshavas tefillah
Lecha Dodi. Likras Kala. Bnei Shabbat. Mekabela. Lecha Dodi. Likras Kala. Bnei Shabbat. Mekabela. Hitorari, Kivayarech Kumi, Ori, Shir Daberi, Kavanai Halalik Nigla, Lecha Dodi, Likras Kala, Bnei Shabbat, Mekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likras Kala, Bnei Shabbat, Mekabela.
Boi v'shalom atzeret bala, gam l'simcha v'tzola, tov emunei am segula. Boi chala,
Lecha Dodi, Likras Kala, Bnei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likras Kala, Bnei Shabbat, Mekabela. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachim Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The bottom of page 145. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Page 146. Ya lai la lai. Ya la 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 lai. Ya lai la la la. Baruch Hu. Top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans into infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim, page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Next page.
Sit in your house when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall find them for the sun upon your shall be a symbol between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi Chamocha, page 158. Page 160, towards the bottom. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah, shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah, shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah, shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. Lasot et Shabbat לדורותם. בברית Torah, ביני ובין בני ישראל, עובדים לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Hasdei Avot V'imaot, U'mevii Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atarav L'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Roshim b'chol yom yihalu hasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 175. page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lahodot.
Shalom Yisrael tasim leolam. Shalom Yisrael tasim leolam. Ki atah melech Adonai b'chol hashalom. Ki atah melech Adonai b'chol hashalom. Shalom Yisrael tasim leolam. All Yisrael tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rabo Yisrael tasim leolam. All Yisrael tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We continue reading silently to page 180, adding the prayers that are in our hearts. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated. It's now time for our Simcha moment. Please share your special Simcha, a joy from this past week, online by typing your Simcha in the comments section, be it a birthday, an anniversary, or other good news. And if you're here in person, we invite you to come up to the microphone, one person or family at a time, and tell us your name and share your Simcha. Your name?
Hi, I'm Leslie, and I have two. The first one is I got to be with my dad for his last chemo treatment, and by his last, not just his most recent, but his last one in his cycle, and it's such a gift to have my parents in town so that I can do that. The second one is, I don't know how many of you have ever had a job before, But typically what happens, like when I worked at McDonald's or Menards, they made me watch hours and hours of video before they let me get on the floor. And then they made me follow around somebody else who knew how to do my job. Like, I was so trained, I can't even tell you. Damien just finished 6 months with us here at Beth Torah. He has hit the 6-month mark, and he didn't have any videos, and he didn't have anybody to follow around. Some of you may not know this, but we haven't had an executive director for a really, really, really long time. So my simcha is that we got Damien, and that it was the right choice to do so.
Hello, I'm Hadassah, and my simcha today is that I got to bring 2 friends with me to synagogue today. I'm Alice Lenz, and my simcha is that I was able to go to Avodah this summer and got home this week.
Okay.
Well, it's my signature, you know. I'm Carol. Am I too close, too far? Whatever. I thought I was getting together with my family, and then I found out I wasn't, and that was the 19th, and I hurried over here and was in time for Denton was leading services that night. He did such a wonderful job, and I was glad I was just a few minutes late. Then we were supposed to get together the next week, and my brother forgot. And by the time I called, I was waiting on Zoom and nobody was coming, and I called and they said, so we did it the following week. So that night I was already late, so I watched on Zoom or something, and I got to see Scott become the mensch. So people then started wanting to know, where was I? Where was Carol? And I think I have Zoom nights with my family about every other Shabbat, but of course, it's not always every other Shabbat. So usually when I'm not here, it's because I'm having this little schmooze with my family on Zoom. Now, I know I'm supposed to let somebody know that that's what I'm doing that week, but it doesn't always happen. So I brought my family here tonight. This is a picture of us at Passover a couple of years ago.
My name is Denton Williams, and my simcha tonight is this wonderful community. My wife and I kind of stumbled into Congregation Beth Torah just a couple of very fast years ago. And boy, we have just been so blessed to have been a part of such a wonderful, welcoming community, being able to be so involved with worship and with the choir and everything else. We couldn't have been, we couldn't be happier. It's our last week here because my wife and I are preparing to move across country, but we're so thankful for all of the wonderful love that you guys have shown us. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Navarro. I have a couple simchas. First one, my son is moving back to Kansas City. He's finishing his service in the Army 4 years, so he's coming back. So he's going to live with me, so I'm really excited about that. After a few years not, living with me, so it's pretty exciting. And the second one is just accepted a new position, and I'm going to start this new position on the 26th with the company. So I'm really excited. That's it.
So, Rabbi Harold Kushner of blessed memory told the story of a family he encountered on the West Coast. Their son was a bright young man, and he was acing his classes in pre-med training at Stanford. To reward him for his achievement, his parents gave him a trip to Israel for this summer vacation before his senior year at Stanford. Now, on his summer vacation, he met a kibbutz rabbi who said to him, "Son, don't you see you're poisoning your soul with this success-oriented way of life? Happiness is not your third all-nighter studying to get a better exam grade than your friend. Success in life is not measured by a score or how many people you beat in the competition to get that score. Give it all up and come join us in a community of sharing, cooperation, and respect for each other. We work together and we're all equals. So after years of grinding through high school to get into a good college and grinding through his college years to get into med school, he thought, this sounds pretty good. So he called his parents, told them he was dropping out of school and joining a peaceful kibbutz in Israel. 6 months later, his parents got a letter from their son. Dear Mom and Dad, it's your son Yankel. I know you weren't happy with my decision to drop school and join the kibbutz, but I'm writing to tell you how happy it has made me. For the first time in my life, I'm at peace. Here, there's no competing, no trying to get ahead of anyone else. Here, we're all equal members of the community. He continued, this way of life is in true harmony with the inner essence of my soul. In fact, I've only been here 6 months and I'm already the number 2 student in the entire kibbutz. I'm sure I can be number 1 if I work harder, the hardest of anyone, for the next couple of months. Love, your son, Yankel. Didn't learn. Each of you has done us a great favor by sharing your simchas with us tonight. Letting our community celebrate with you tonight is an act of kindness, and we thank you for that. In honor of your events, we offer the following prayer. Divine source of blessing, we thank you for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with gratitude as we join in the happiness of all those who mark the varied simchas, honors, and blessings that they have shared. Adonai be with them now and always. May they be blessed with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow, and with much health and happiness now and always. As we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community, we join together in song as we mark this sacred occasion. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Thank you, and Mazel Tov. The Torah service will begin soon. The Zohar, the text of the Kabbalah, teaches God looked into the Torah and created the world. When humanity looks into the Torah and studies it, they sustain the world. To begin the Torah service, I will need some help to take the Torah out and carry it through the congregation for the Hakafah. I need all the under B'nai Mitzvah age children to join me on the bima up here and then to join in the Hakafah. If your legs are too short to keep up and you're way under the B'nai Mitzvah group, your adult can carry you in the Hakafah, and there's candy at the end of the Hakafah, so if your adult allows it, so it's worth it. It's worth it anyway. We rise as the Torah service begins on page 364. Everybody young, come on up here. So we're about to begin the book of Devarim. Literally translated from Hebrew into English as the word words. This title makes sense because Moses and 60,000 followers are standing on the lush banks of the Jordan River at Mount Nebo, and Moses is about to deliver 3 speeches, presumably continually over a day, jam-packed with words of significance. Moses, who complained to God at the burning bush that he was unable to speak in public and that no one would listen to him, has come a long way. Through the passage in the desert as a byproduct of his leadership, he's now, in the last month of his life, changed jobs. His relationship to the people he is leading has changed. Formerly, as Moses the liberator and prophetic miracle worker, he was the intermediary between the Israelites and God. Now he's become Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher. Devarim opens, Moses began to expound the law, and the Torah uses a new verb that was never heard before. Moshe be'er et ha-Torah hazot. The only other place that this verb appears, be'er, in the entire Torah, is later in Devarim, and you shall write very clearly, be'er hetev, all the words of these laws on the stones. Moses wanted to teach every member of the assembled nation and to explain, expound, and clearly express the details of the lives that they would need to lead. Their religion was not to be rules for the select few, but rather an inheritance of the entire congregation of Jacob, as he says in his final speech. Other ancient civilizations had their gods, and other ancient civilizations had laws, but their laws didn't come from a god, they came from rulers or kings or pharaohs. Other civilizations felt their god was a source of power, not justice. Laws were man-made rules that established social order. The Israelites were different. Their laws came directly from God, creator of the universe. Moses proclaims, "Observe these laws carefully, for this will show your wisdom and understanding to the nations, who will hear about these decrees and say, 'Surely this nation is a wise and understanding people.'" As an educator, Moshe Rabbeinu establishes that his teachings should continue through the new nation of Israelites, and even though he could not physically join them in establishing their new nation. The people he was addressing must become a nation of educators. He tells them, "Make known to your children and your children's children how you once stood before Adonai at Horeb." There are at least 2 other phrases that make their first appearance in Torah in the book of Devarim, and this uniqueness underscores their significance. The first new word is lamed, meaning to learn or teach. This verb does not appear anywhere in the first 4 books of Torah. In Devarim, the word lamed is used 17 times. In the ancient world, this concern for universal education of the entire populace was unique to the Israelites. In other cultures, education was reserved for the ruling class. In contrast, the Jews became a people who revere their teachers and who cherish learning and schools. They were alone among ancient civilizations in valuing study as the highest endeavor, an endeavor commanded by God. The other phrase that makes a first appearance in Devarim defines what Rabbi Jonathan Sacks refers to as the birth of a nation. The first sentence of Devarim reads, "Ele ha-devarim asher diber Moshe al kol Yisrael." These are the words Moses spoke to all Israel, kol Yisrael. Now this is something new. Rabbi Ephraim Landschutz around 1600 noticed that the phrase Kol Yisrael, which appears 11 times in Devarim, does not exist anywhere else in the Torah. Until this point, the Israelites were just Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, and now they're simply Yisrael or Israel. Why does Rabbi Landschutz find this so important? Because they're about to become something they had not been before. Up to this point, they were linked vertically by simple biologic descent. They were descendants of Jacob, also known as descendants of Yisrael. They were known by the family tree from which they originated. With a shift from Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, to Israel, the nation, Moses was preparing them for a new way of seeing themselves. They're now linked horizontally to one another, rather than vertically to their ancestor. They're about to become moral adults. Rather than share a common past, they're about to create a shared future. They had to mature from a state of dependency in which Moses acted on their behalf to convince God to provide their needs and their safety. And in the new community they were building, they had to personally take responsibility for one another. Rather than being a family with a hierarchy of tasks, some significant and some passively dependent, they had to create an interwoven society and function collectively. In the wilderness, God had provided their needs, fought their battles, and assured shelter, food, and water. God would still be with them, but rarely in the form of miracles. Rather than God serving the children of Israel, the nation of Israel would serve God. And this new identity would be defined by the covenant their parents had established at Mount Sinai. We read, "Then Moses and the priests, the Levites, said to Kol Yisrael, to all Israel, 'Be silent, Israel, and listen. This day you have become a people of Adonai your God. Obey Adonai and follow God's command and the decrees that I give you today.'" So established thousands of years ago, there is still an intense peoplehood component to Judaism. We read in Torah expressed several different ways that it's not good for man to be alone. In the beginning verses of Devarim, Moses says, "How, Echa, can I bear alone your contentiousness, your burdens, and your quarrels?" And this parsha is read on Shabbat before Tisha B'Av, on which we read from the book of Lamentations, "How, or Echa, lonely lies the city, once so full of people." Not only do both of these words use the exclamation for how, or Echa, but they also both share words expressing loneliness. Loneliness is not something to celebrate, but something we mourn. Judaism is a religion of people, not of solitary individuals. So we gather to find and to feel the presence of God. In fact, the importance of community is deeply embedded in Judaism. The word for human life in Hebrew is chaim, as in l'chaim, to life. It's a plural word, as if life alone is not a life. Similarly, the word simcha that we used earlier in tonight's worship does not just mean happiness and rejoicing, because you can have those experiences alone. Simcha refers to a collective celebration, the happiness that we share with others. Moses taught those gathered at Mount Horeb the significance of the transition from the children of Israel, a group of individuals with a common ancestry, to Kol Yisrael, a community bound by a collective responsibility to one another, the nation of Israel. God did not make a covenant with individuals, a righteous one, a pure one, an innocent one. God made a covenant with the entire people, even though some were more righteous or less righteous than others. I'm reminded when I read about this collective unity in the opening of Devarim of the feeling that I experience on a Shabbat like tonight. Years ago, we here at CBT were enamored of a catchphrase that disappeared for a while, but now it has returned and it's repeated seemingly everywhere. We are the community we need. We have made it our collective focus to support one another. Judaism teaches that God lives in the interactions we experience with others, in the lives we share. Rabbi Sachs points out that Moses taught the developing nation that they will find God in the we, not in the me. I cannot conceive what it was like for 60,000 people to hear Moses define their goals for the future, but I'm profoundly thankful that each of you has helped make us a community tonight. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek, be strong, and we will be strong together. Kei Dihi Ratzon. If you wish to read along, the Torah portion of Devarim begins in the Plough Chumash on page 1312, or I will read it to you anyway. We always say that. For those of you who like to read along, that's really cool. So it's on page 1312. The Torah blessings are in Mishkan Tefillah on page 368. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'Natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah. Ele HaDavarim Asher Debar Dekol Yisrael Ba'ever HaYarden. Bamidbar ha'arba mol suf, vein param, uvein tofel, v'lavan, v'chazarot, v'zachav. These are the words that Moses addressed to all the people of Israel on the other side of the Jordan. Through the wilderness in the Arba near Suf, between Paran and Tofel, Laban, Hazarot, and Dizachav. Achad asar yomei chorev derech har seir ad Karnesh Beah. It's 11 days from Horeb to Karnesh Beah by the Mount Seir route. V'hi ba'arbanim shana, ba'ashotei asar chodesh, be'echad lachodesh, diber Moshe al b'nei Yisrael, k'chol asher tziva Adonai oto alechem. It was in the 40th year, on the first day of the 11th month, that Moses addressed the Israelites in accordance with the instruction that Adonai had given for them. Acharei hakotu et Sichon, melech ha'emori, asher yoshev b'cheshbon, va'et Og, melech haBashan, asher yoshev ba'asharot be'edrei. After he had defeated Sichon, king of the Amorites, who dwells in Heshbon, and King Og of Bashan, who dwelt at Ashtarot and Edrei, Ba'ever ha'Yarden, Be'eretz Moav, Koil Moshe Ba'ever et HaTorah Hazot. On the other side of the Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moses undertook to expound his teaching. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah. We turn our thoughts to those in need of healing and of return. We begin with this Mishaberach prayer for those who still suffer in Israel and Gaza, and for those who remain in captivity, and for those whose whereabouts are frankly unknown in the 308 days since the October 7th war began. A Prayer for Peace by Rabbi Karen Kadar. From Psalm 122, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Let there be peace in your homes, safety within your borders. For the sake of my people, my friends, I pray you find peace. For the sake of the house of the eternal our God, I will seek your good. Help us, O Holy One, bring healing to the wounded, freedom to those held captive, and strength to those in mourning. Give courage to those in fear, and wisdom to those who lead. Yedid Nefesh, beloved one, reveal yourself and fill the world with your light. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. We yearn for the day when the word of the prophet will be fulfilled. In the words of the prophet Isaiah, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, and they will study war no more. And we say, Amen. We now turn our thoughts to those in need who are closer to home. The Mishaberach prayer asks for healing. You'll find a list of some who need our prayers of healing, be it emotional, spiritual, or physical, in your handout. The list is also linked in the comments section online, and for those online who have additional names to add, please type them in the comments section now so we may include them in our prayers. For those who are here with us, we offer an opportunity to identify others who may need our prayers. Please think of the individuals who need our support and utter their names collectively so they may be included in our communal Mishaberach prayer. The words to the Mishaberach on page 371. We offer a prayer for those with addiction and mental health struggles. May the one who blessed our ancestors bring blessings of strength, compassion, and healing to those of us who struggle with the oppression of addiction, emotional distress, and mental suffering. Surround them with loving kindness, grace, and companionship, and bring them peace.
Those in need of healing with the food
We return the Torah to the Ark with Vazot HaTorah on page 370 and Eitz Chaim Hi on page 374. Please rise.
Page 374. Please remain standing.
The rabbis of the 14th century wisely added the Aleinu to the closing of our worship to indicate that no matter what our days have been like up to this point, our best days lie ahead. The Aleinu is on page 586 and 591.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit genulah le'aseh b'reshit, Shalom asanu kegoyim ha'arasot, ve'lo astamanu k'mishlachot ha'adama, Shalom san Elokeinu kael, ve'go'er aleinu kechol ha'amona, va'anachnu umishtachavinu modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'ne'eman v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz hayom ha'hu hayom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We take a moment to read from the selections on pages 592 through 597 and to remember the loved ones that we have lost. This week we remember those men, women, and children, Israeli and non-Israeli, who have lost their lives in the battles between Israel and her neighbors. We also recognize from our congregation those who've recently been laid to rest and whose families are in the Shloshim period. William Bill Lowenstein, husband of Barbara Lowenstein and father-in-law of Lon and Susie Lowenstein, and Barbara J. Schlossberg, mother and mother-in-law of Mark and Barbara K. Schlossberg. We also recognize those whose yortzites were this past week. Michael Aronson, Theodore Bloom, Petey Brown, Edward Dubinsky, Joni Geifman, Lori Renee Ginson, Jerome Grossman, Seymour Kaplan, George King, Ruth Rivy Zifrin Lerner, Jacob Osborne, Foster Padway, Albert Schoenwetter, Jack Shames, Bernard Sherman, Jerome F. Spiegel, Barbara Levin Thompson, and Irving E. Wade. If you are here to say Kaddish for someone whose name I did not read, please let us know their names so we may include them in our prayers. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be a blessing. Kaddish Yatom is on page 598. We stand as a community to support those in mourning. If it's your custom to remain seated, please feel free to do so. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chonu v'yamechonu v'chaye d'kol beit Yisrael, b'galal v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ol mei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom
B'imramav, hu yaseh shalom I'd like to express thanks to Susie, Howard, and Warren for accompanying our worship in song. And thank you to Damien and to Scott Franklin, who greeted you at the door, our Shalom squad. Our Shabbat celebrations continue tomorrow with Sikhat Shabbat at 9 o'clock in the library, followed by Shabbat morning worship at 10:30 a.m. right here. Our Sikhat Shabbat topic this week is History, Legends, and Lore of the Temple Mount with Jill Madoff.
You have several opportunities to commemorate Tisha B'Av this coming week. First, we invite you to join us here at Beth Torah at 6:30 on Monday, August 12th. Our observance will take place in the library, and it is in person only. Then there will be community events later on the 12th at Beth Shalom, and then on the 13th at KI.
And then, next Friday, I sound so excited. And then, next Friday, join us for our Bring Your Own Picnic, followed by outdoor worship. Bring your dinner and enjoy a Shabbat meal with your fellow Beth-Torians.
Beth-Torians, yeah.
Is that a thing?
I'll workshop it.
Beth-Torians. This is also your first chance to welcome and congratulate Sarah Glass in person, because she will be there. And we will see you right back there in the backyard.
Your next chance to visit with the presidents is this coming Thursday, August 15th. Join them for wine, whiskey, and Shirley Temples to discuss knowing a thing or two, education around Beth Torah. Please email Damien to register.
And speaking of registering, it's time to register for the next Juliet's event. This month, Marcia Rittmaster will explain why voting is such a very Jewish phenomenon and mitzvah. Make a reservation by contacting Susie Klinnock at the juliets.kc@gmail.com by August 22nd, and the event is August 25th.
And our summer blood drive is only 2 weeks away. It's on August 21st, and there are still slots available to save a life. Click the links on the website or scan the QR codes on the physical and virtual flyers. So many places to reserve your spot today.
And it's in 2 weeks. You should start saving up your red cells now. There is so much going on. We encourage you to participate in our CBT community activities. There's more than even fits on one slide. So after our closing song tonight, please join us in the Ulam for Kiddush and Oneg. Our closing song in the theme of community and congregation is Kehila Kadosha, a holy community. Please rise and join us.
Then we're in Savi. We stand here today and remember the day. If you are a 10, then we're in Savi. We stand here today and remember the day. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha.
Heed the call.
Each one of us must seek the truth.
Each one of us is a part of it all.
Each one of us must remember the pain.
Each one of us must find the joy.
Each one of us.
Each one of us.
Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. Each one of us must put to hear.
Each one of us must sing the song.
Each one of us must do the work.
Each one of us must right the wrong.
Each one of us must build the home.
Each one of us must hold the hope.
Each one of us.
Each one of us.
Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. One more time. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Take care of each other out there.